While the DNC gets ready, gets set, independent candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is saying, let's go, holding a fundraiser in Chicago. It is sold out. We know RFK Jr. has become very well versed in competing for his own airtime, having been unable to make it to the debate stage, etc. Kennedy has been slipping in the polls since Vice President Harris entered the contest, and now polls suggest that RFK Jr. could siphon more voters from the Trump campaign than the Harris campaign. Now, according to recent polling from The Hill and DDHQ, Harris holds a 3.8 percentage point lead over former President Trump in a three-way race for the White House. Political commentator and lawyer Donte Mills is with me now. Thank you so much for making the time on this Sunday. So my first question for you is RFK Jr., he hasn't held a rally since July 9th in Maine, though we've heard a lot from him in different venues, in different capacities, including on X. How much time does he have left to remain viable in this race? Or are all bets off this year? Because so far, we've just seen everything. Or maybe not.
Adrienne, listen, I know you just had a spirited conversation. I want this to be a calm, smooth one, so I won't come back at you too hard. But you said there's still a chance here, and there's not. This race is a two-person race. It's unfortunate to say because I think this country is ready for a third party to be a part of realistic discussion. But even in the poll that you just put up, and I had those numbers myself, 3.5% polling is not good, especially when you're that independent candidate, because there's a lot of people who try to take a stance when answering a poll, but when it comes down to it, they're not going to follow through on those votes. So that means that really he's not going to have any impact on this election, Bobby Kennedy. So why are we talking about him on a Sunday, right? Especially right before the DNC. Well, he does a good job of gathering and garnering headlines. He did seek out Kamala Harris, her campaign, and pitch a cabinet position. If a cabinet position is given to him, that he would give Kamala Harris his endorsement. Supposedly that was rejected, and that's what I'm hearing from my sources, that was rejected outright. I don't know if he has any position here or any leverage whatsoever left in his campaign. All the attention is on Kamala Harris, trying to figure out on both sides who she is as a candidate. And there's just not enough bandwidth for voters right now to take in the new Democratic candidate and also pay attention to the independent candidate, unfortunately.
Okay, Donte, I never shy away from a spirited discussion. Always respectful, lots of fun. I'm not saying that RFK Jr. has a shot. I'm saying this is a question for you and all the other folks who want to come on TV. But here's the thing, that if you think that he doesn't have a chance, he's not going to affect either campaign, first of all, then you're basically saying he's in a revenge campaign, maybe against Democrats?
I don't even know if it's a revenge campaign because he seems to be trying to sell his services to the highest bidder. From my understanding, he's approached both parties asking for positions in exchange for his endorsement. That means to me, and you also mentioned that he hasn't done anything since the beginning of July in regards to campaign stops or trail visits. So has he really given up on himself? I think he sees the writing on the wall. At some point, I do believe he had some impact where he could have impacted the outcome of the election because it was two known candidates and there were people just looking for anything else. Well, right now, it's not two known candidates. President Biden is out and there's a new Democratic nominee. So I just don't think he's going to have impact. I don't think it's a revenge campaign because I don't know if he believes he has impact or is going to have impact on the election, which is why he's looking for a position outside of this election, even before we're, even close to it. The Democratic National Convention hasn't even happened yet, and he's jockeying for what's going to happen afterwards because he knows he's not really going to have impact during.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.